As usual, my engineer at KPFT 90.1 FM Houston started the program and said a few words that got me into one of my soliloquies, this time on why we need to give a space for MAGA to land. I don't want anybody to think we're being fools here. We understand that those who have programmed MAGA, these are some very evil people, from Donald Trump right back to the Heritage Foundation, right back to all these people that know what they're doing is wrong, but they continue to program those whose minds are susceptible to said indoctrination. So after Jack said a few things that about MAGA, I felt compelled to say the following. Let me give you one thing that's interesting that you brought up, Project 2025. Let me tell you how programmed some of his followers are. We know that J.D. Vance wrote the prologue to the book about Project 2025 that they decided to put on hold till after the election. It was supposed to be released, I believe, in September or August. They put it on hold. J.D. Vance wrote the prologue for the book. Donald Trump went to the Heritage Foundation and said that these are the smart people that are putting the policies together. He did that. Donald Trump did that. And we can go item for item that prove that this guy is very involved. I mean, look, he doesn't read. So as far as reading what's in there, he probably has not even read a couple of pages of the thing. But all the people who are working for him, that is the blueprint that they follow. You know, he's a lazy guy. He does nothing. Now, that said, what he decided when he figured out that Project 2025 was really a dangerous document for his election, he decided to just come and say, I don't have anything to do with it. I don't even know what it is. And I have people on my 3 o'clock chat that every time I bring up Project 2025, they'll say Project 2025 debunked. He had nothing to do with it. I mean, when you have that kind of control over some people's minds, that becomes dangerous. You just mentioned some of your MAGA friends. I have MAGA friends too. A lot of MAGA friends. I live in Kingwood. A lot of folks out here are MAGA, and you sit down and you wonder, okay, fine, it's fine, ideology or whatever it's said. But when you go out there and tell me that they tell you how great the economy was, it shows you another problem in our minds, right? If you hear something enough times, you have a tendency to believe it because it's been repeated over and over and over again. One of the things that people on the correct side of the ideological spectrum doesn't do is point out why the policies that they propose or usually support are the better ones. All those people in North Carolina suffering the hurricane right now, it's progressive policies that's getting money to them, not the austerity policies that cuts programs to people. All those our brothers and sisters in Appalachia that are on, where all the jobs, where the corporatocracy left Appalachia, a beautiful part of our country. You know, corporations, after they've mined and taken the tops off the hills or the tops off the mountains, and they've used up the resources, or the resources are no longer needed in Appalachia, they left. They didn't say, let's do something for the community that supported us for decades upon decades upon decades. They left. And what's sustaining many of those people out there are the programs that the people who run MAGA, not the MAGA people, but the people who MAGA vote for. They are the ones that are saying, we don't want these programs. So all those programs that these people on the right, the MAGA poor, are dependent on. And by the way, there are a lot more MAGA poor than the rest of America. MAGA exists in Alabama. And I'm talking about in larger percentages. MAGA exists in Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, North Dakota, South Dakota, all these other places. Well, Dakotas are different animals, got to get a lot of oil. But these are a lot of poor people that people like Donald Trump take advantage of. They're poor. And the one thing I blame Democrats for is not meeting people where they are. I mean, right here, we tell the truth about MAGA. We talk about it, but at the same time, we give some love. We don't try to say, oh, yeah, you're wrong. I'm sorry. We're not going to tell you you're right. You're absolutely wrong. But we're not going to shut the door ever on you. That's true. But so the bottom line is this, folks. This is not a time to just go ahead and knock on our MAGA brothers and sisters. I mean, there's something in the mind, in the mindset that makes you predisposed to the things that Trump says. And that occurs on the left too. The only good thing about it on the left side, it is things that are people-centric, not corporate-centric. And I said left. I didn't say neoliberal Democrat. I said left. Big difference. So we have to continue this journey. And we have a big job to do between now and the outcome of the election to ensure that something positive happens in the election, during the elections, after the election. Because eventually MAGA will come home. And I'm hoping that place where they land is not going to be that place where they feel I have nothing to lose, and therefore I go bat you know what crazy. Because when people find out that they've been wronged for a long time and they finally open up and see the light, what happens? There are two different reactions. And that reaction has to do with who's there to support you when you find out that you've been fooled, when you find out that you've been wronged, when you find out that you've been taken advantage of, when you found out that the values that you had were wrong. When I found out that certain values I had was wrong, the good thing about it is I had somewhere to land. A sexist must have somewhere to land. A homophobe must have somewhere to land. A racist must have somewhere to land. We have to give people places to land. Because you know what? If you don't have a place to land, a crash occurs. And guess what? That crash could occur in your neighborhood. And it doesn't matter that you're one of the good guys. If that crash occurs in that neighborhood, a dead person is a dead person is a dead person is a dead person. So don't be fooled, folks. Yes, we need to give these people a place to land. But the one thing we have to do is make sure those people that indoctrinated them, that caused so much pain, that caused the deaths of people on January 6th, that have continuously polluted the minds and created dissension in this country, ultimately, they must pay. And I mean, they must pay dearly, both in embarrassment, and for those who have committed crimes or been responsible for committing crimes, taken out civilly, with civil suits, etc. We have to stop what these guys are doing to destroy this country.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.